watching someone get dumped has never felt so good. Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 most satisfying movie breakups.
Are you breaking up with me?
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we will only be looking at the best and most gratifying film breakups of all time.
I did it! I f***ing nailed you! I've hated you for months! And now I have f***ing evidence that you suck as a person!
Number 10. Hannah Nana Weaver and Richard, Crazy Stupid Love.
I thought that you were gonna propose. For some reason.
After the only person he's ever slept with asks for a divorce, middle-aged Cal Weaver befriends Jacob, a womanizer who teaches him how to pick up the ladies. Emma Stone plays Hannah, Weaver's daughter and a recent law school grad that thinks her boyfriend is about to propose. Unfortunately, she couldn't be more wrong. When her boyfriend Richard invites her and some friends out to dinner, she believes he's going to pop the question. But instead, he offers her a job at his law firm.
I would like to formally ask you, in front of all our friends and colleagues, if you would like to become a permanent lawyer at the firm of Watkins, Goldberg, and Schmidt, huh?
Stunned, Hannah chugs a very large glass of gin and rightfully walks out the door. You go, girl.
Thank you, Richard. Honestly, thank you very much for your job offer. I will consider it.
Number 9. Diana Christensen and Max Schumacher, Network.
But don't worry about me. I'll manage. I always have. I always will.
A film that should be on everyone's list of 1,000 movies to watch before you die. Network is an Academy Award-winning film that satirizes the television industry in a way that hasn't been seen since.
I don't need you, Max!
You need me! You need me badly.
While the film has no shortage of iconic moments, few can compare to this scene between William Holden and Faye Dunaway. After their affair begins to sour, Max decides to return to his wife. But not before unleashing one of the most brutal and eloquently strung together breakup monologues in cinematic history.
Your madness, Diana. Virulent madness. And everything you touch dies with you.
He rips into Dunaway's Diana without mercy, ultimately leaving her sitting alone in her apartment trying to comprehend what just happened.
And here are a few scenes from next week's show.
Number 8. Meredith Blake and Nicholas Nick Parker, The Parent Trap.
I hope that one large sleeping pill worked.
In this Disney classic, identical twins Annie and Hallie are separated at birth, only to later reunite in an attempt to bring their parents back together. There's just one problem. Their father is engaged to another woman. When the four of them head out on a camping trip, Annie and Hallie do everything in their power to dissuade Meredith from marrying Nick. However, the final straw is when they push her into the middle of the lake while she's asleep. When a soaked Meredith returns to shore, she gives Nick an ultimatum: them or me. Let's just say that when you ask a father to choose between a woman and his kids, the latter will win every time.
It's me or them. Take your pick.
Them.
Excuse me?
T-H-E-M. Them.
Number 7. Iris Simpkins and Jasper Bloom, The Holiday.
You were absolutely right about us. Very square peg, very round hole.
The Holiday opens with one of the most cringeworthy moments of all time, as lovelorn Iris finds out that Jasper, the love of her life, is engaged to another woman. It doesn't get much better from there, as Jasper continues to treat her like a doormat for the rest of the film. However, after a newfound friend convinces her to unlock her inner courage, Iris is finally ready to tell Jasper it's over. And boy, does she ever give it to him.
This twisted, toxic thing between us is finally finished. I'm miraculously done being in love with you.
Kate Winslet knocks the scene out of the park, giving viewers a satisfying moment of revenge that's highlighted by slamming a door right in Jasper's face. Now that's gumption.
But I think what I've got is something slightly resembling gumption.
Number 6. Melissa and Dr. Stuart Stu Price, The Hangover.
Stu? You avoiding me?
Hey, Melissa.
In a film noted for its gross-out humor and crass dialogue, perhaps no character is as overtly unlikable as Melissa, Stu's bossy girlfriend. While she's only in the film for a couple of scenes, they are more than enough to convince us that she's a total nightmare.
I think in a healthy relationship, sometimes a guy should be able to do what he wants to do.
That is not how this works!
Thankfully, after making it through the worst hangover of his life and finding a little self-respect in the process, Stu is ready to tell Melissa it's over.
Whatever this is, ain't working for me.
In front of friends and family, Stu announces with conviction that he is done with her, but not before informing everyone that Melissa cheated on him. Attaboy, Stu.
Since when?
Since you that waiter on your cruise last June. Boom!
Number 5, Torrance, Shipman, and Aaron. Bring it on.
Maybe you're just not Captain Material.
Man, some on-screen boyfriends are almost too much to bear. Bring It On follows high school cheerleader Torrance Shipman as she attempts to guide her cheer squad to a 6th consecutive national title. However, along the way, her philandering and unsupportive boyfriend Aaron continuously causes her emotional grief. To call him a rude boyfriend would be a gross understatement, as Aaron thinks of no one but himself and is constantly telling Torrance she's no good.
Kiss my ass, Aaron. It's over.
Thankfully, Torrance comes to her senses and dumps his ass, ultimately ending up with Cliff, Aaron's polar opposite in almost every imaginable way.
You're a great cheerleader, Aaron. It's just that maybe you're not exactly boyfriend material.
Number 4, Erica Albright and Mark Zuckerberg, The Social Network.
We're not dating anymore, I'm sorry.
Is this a joke?
The Social Network makes no attempt to hide the fact that its protagonist is more than a little self-centered. Nowhere is this more apparent than in the film's opening scene. As for the better part of 5 minutes, Zuckerberg appears to be talking to himself instead of to his girlfriend Erica, who is seated directly across from him.
Maybe it's just sometimes you say two things at once, I'm not sure which one I'm supposed to be aiming at.
As she struggles to keep up, you can't help but get the feeling that the scene is hurtling to a dramatic conclusion, and boy does it ever. The final straw comes when Zuckerberg condescendingly tells Erica he'll introduce her to people she wouldn't normally get to meet.
You might want to be a little more supportive. If I get in, I will be taking you to the events and the gatherings, and you'll be meeting a lot of people you wouldn't normally get to meet.
Yikes. Not to worry, Erica gets the last laugh with one hell of a closing line.
You're gonna go through life thinking that girls don't like you because you're a nerd. And I want you to know from the bottom of my heart that that won't be true. It'll be because you're an asshole.
Number 3, Rose DeWitt Bukater and Caledon Nathan Cal Hockley, Titanic.
No! I said no!
Cal Hockley is a pompous ass. There, we said it. The man has little to no redeeming qualities, regularly talks down to people he considers beneath him, and only pays Rose any attention because she's a beautiful woman from a respectable family. So one can't help but let out a joyous cheer when Rose finally summons the courage to stand up to him in the film's 3rd act. After he calls her a whore for attempting to reunite with Jack, Rose rightfully quips,
"I'd rather be his whore than your wife."
She follows that up by spitting directly in Cal's face, further cementing the fact that their relationship is over.
Rose, please stop!
Number 2, Bridget Jones and Daniel Cleaver, Bridget Jones's Diary.
That's not a good enough offer for me.
Single, awkward, and hopelessly obsessed with her weight, Bridget Jones wants nothing more than to find her Mr. Right. She's soon presented with 2 options: Mark Darcy, a family friend who despises her, and Daniel Cleaver, her womanizing boss. For a while, she settles on the latter, but things don't work out quite the way she hoped. Their relationship culminates in one of the film's most memorable scenes, as Mark and Daniel come to blows in the middle of the street. After Daniel is knocked unconscious, Bridget rushes to his side, but when he comes to, he doesn't exactly win her over with his comments. So she satisfyingly dumps him like he's another one of her bad habits.
I'm still looking for something more extraordinary than that.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
So this is where your heart truly lies, then?
It is.
End of discussion.
Fine. End of relationship.
I hate your music.
Yeah, well, I the housekeeper the other day.
Number 1, Scarlett O'Hara and Rhett Butler, Gone with the Wind.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for everything.
Set in Georgia during and after the American Civil War, Gone with the Wind traces the life of Scarlett O'Hara as she struggles to maintain her marriage to Rhett Butler while being openly in love with another man.
What are you doing?
I'm leaving you, my dear. All you need now is a divorce, and your dreams of Ashley can come true.
The film is wrought with moments of flared tempers and unbridled emotions, but few can compare to the final scene, when Rhett, scorned by his years in a loveless marriage, decides to leave his wife. But not before he delivers one of the most iconic lines in cinematic history. It's a fitting end to Scarlett and Rhett's sham of a marriage.
Rhett, you go. Where shall I go? What shall I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Ms. Mojo and subscribe for new videos every day.